So hi, I'm back again after like a month of disappearing. I really do plan on trying to get an upload schedule next year, hopefully to upload every other week. But yeah, I'm still sick, so every time I just have a coughing fit, I'm just gonna emphasize it by putting text. Just to annoy y'all. So that's what I'm doing. We're doing Navia's story quest, so.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
Hello, Navia.
That voice! It's Navia!
Clearly.
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
Yeah, we don't have anything planned, really.
How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but
great!
there are still a few things left to take care of.
Oh.
Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Between all of that, I've been making a lot of trips between the court and Poisson.
Oh. Snowmobile player.
Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Rosula should take some responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date.
Setup, aka
Though just pieces of paper now,
one of
they
those pillow
demonstrate
things,
our
back
commitment.
pillows.
They're necessary
That's
to
just
restore the
sitting on
people's
my bed.
faith in us.
Whoa! Spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader. That must be taking up most of your time, though, right?
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to run at the court, I'm always forgetting one thing or another.
That's just normal.
So before I came over this time, I took a page from Malusa's book and decided to make a list of everything.
Oh, Malus.
This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off. And then, since Malus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
That's just normal. I can't read my own handwriting.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did you...
Oh, want to take a look?
Let Paimon see. Wait. There's nothing here but a bunch of weird symbols. This looks like a piece of kelp wrapped around a stick. And this other one, is it supposed to be a boar in a box?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
These two share the same brain cell.
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things you only really figure out once you've tried them out yourself. I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later. Unfortunately, I've definitely proven myself wrong.
Can't blame you.
Now you know for next time.
Anyway, I should have already taken care of most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I
I'm
can't
sad. I'm probably not
decipher,
going to get Navia because I
I
pulled
don't
a
think they're
Sino.
anything too super important. Worst comes to worst, I'll just make another trip.
Ah, so you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, since we talked about the reconstruction earlier, want to come with me and check out the town for yourself? You said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over.
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not.
It would be pretty nice.
Then let's go.
Oh, you mean the Aquabus, right? Like the Clementine line?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The Aquabus doesn't have a station near Poisson, so we'll use one of the Spina's boats. Oh, sure. That sounds fine to me. Just so happens I wanted to check some of the equipment on the boat as well.
Okay.
The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Yeah, that's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated line to Poisson?
Croissant.
Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special boat just to go home. Paimon doesn't get it.
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub, so there was no real reason to build a line straight to Poisson. You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying. The Aquabus is so convenient, it's really a huge shame.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head. But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. My father was always really stubborn. Once he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions, and no farther. That included my mother, too.
Huh. Well, that explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms with him.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way. He was just... not very agreeable.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
Thank you.
All right, then let's head out. It'll be a while before we get to Poisson. Let's keep
Why
talking.
is this boat is shit?
Navia,
That boat
what
was...
was your mother like
Yeah,
as a person?
English.
Oh, Paimon, sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she passed away during childbirth, so you probably don't remember her at all.
When did we hear that?
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were sure we would have gotten along famously. While my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them to make up for each other's flaws. My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy. Their work made sure that the Spina could grow and thrive.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
We
Yeah,
love that.
But
this
those are just
was
stories and
Genshin
anecdotes after
Impact.
all. It's
Without
hard for me to
loss.
piece together a more complete or
This is
intimate
related
picture
to
of her.
Honkai after all, in some
Sometimes
weird way.
I'd still
God,
look at the
damn it,
Clementine
we don't
line and
know.
wonder, would the
feel
Spina
like this
and
war is
Poisson
gonna
still be
compare
what
with
they are
FNAF
today
in
had
the
my
amount
mother
of confusing
survived?
shiznags.
Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription,
Again, if
a
there's
way
any
to
background
etch a memory
noise,
into
because
the
I'm
world.
moving, 'cause I'm struggling to
When
get
given a
comfortable.
name, a cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning. So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as well as how one may reflect on their past by watching the sea.
Why
I've
is
lost
that
many
boat
beloved
shaking
people
so
and memories
much?
to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving, the fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward. Of course, I still haven't
Why
really
did they
gotten
have to
used
take
to a life
Melissa
without
Silver?
them.
I will never forgive
But
you, Hoyo.
I tell myself that I
She's
need
one
to
of the
keep
few
looking
NPC
towards the
deaths
future.
that I actually care
Everyone,
about.
even my
Screw
parents,
Tepe.
have already
Why couldn't we
overcome
keep
so
Melissa
many
Silver?
obstacles.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Besides, I'm the
Melissa
president
Silver,
of
though.
Spina di
They were
Rosula.
absolute
I've got to
legends.
keep my chin up. Let's go.
Low, great quality right there.
Navia, do you think she's doing all right?
Nope.
Okay, Paimon supposes you're right. She's really been through a lot. It couldn't have been easy shouldering so much by herself.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being,
This
I'll
is the
go
person
around
who's been
without any
crying these
attendance.
past 3 Archon
We
quests.
did hand over some of Malus's old responsibilities to Florent, though. It's been really nice to have him around to help out.
Thank you for the compliment, boss. Start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callis.
Why not use the last
But we
name?
haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now.
Miss
Hey,
Impatient
you!
over here.
Come over here with me. Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callus, and I'll be Clementine.
That's,
Paimon, get in my head. I don't
Didn't
think
you
we're gonna
say
be
on the
tall enough
boat
for
that
this.
Callus and Clementine sounded like great partners? Well, then there's no one better to fill this role than my most valuable partner.
Are you gonna ask me out on a
Florent,
date after this?
let's grab some reference shots.
You've got it, boss. I'll go get the camera.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas? Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone. So, I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
Alright.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
I'm scared I'm gonna pass out asleep.
A happy pose.
Yeah.
You mean something like we were laughing together at a funny joke?
Would all that be able to come through with just a picture?
would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to sculpt as well.
Oh, come on.
Could one of you try striking a pose like you're talking while the other one laughs?
That would work.
That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, let's try something else.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got
I
it.
just want to see all
Let's
the
try
different
this.
poses. I like that one.
Pose! It makes me recall Spina di Rosula's glorious golden age.
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was she really that kind of person? If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss behind the scenes.
I don't see anything bad with that.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist disappear.
Oh,
Oh, Paimon was just kidding! Please don't make Paimon disappear.
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias. You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up with something else. Ah, by that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain and their first mate.
Look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
But there's something off with the composition. This pose makes Mr. Callis look too tall next to the lady.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Well, Paimon is a fan. A statue like this would look fantastic on a boat.
Wait, but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put it on a boat. This statue is meant to be placed in the town.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh, okay. We'll try to think of something else.
the hell do you mean no?
Navia! Florent, guess who's back?
Cold third.
Huh? But aren't you supposed to...
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the Fortress of Meripede?
That's right. I finally finished serving my time.
Pretty sure they put you there.
Gotta say, turns out I was a lot tougher than I thought. After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that
Why does
familiar
everyone
briny
say it's
smell
two
became a
different
primal
things?
call, urging me to forget everything else and just come back home. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish. I dreamed about it every time I had to get a welfare meal down there underneath the sea.
It's good to have you back, Coulter. You look as well as ever.
I don't know about that, man.
And this guy is?
Exactly, Paimon.
Let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. He was found guilty and sentenced to the Fortress of Meripede some time ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before. So you must be pretty amazing to get that from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing.
Oh, credit to
But
Paimon.
wait, now you suddenly resist taking a dig at Paimon?
Nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract great people.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right? You're
No.
scaring me
Many
on purpose
tears
because
were shed
I don't know anything about
by
what's
the whole
happened.
community over Monsieur Malus and
sorry.
Silver's death.
But it's the truth. They weren't the only people we lost either.
Can Navia go
Many others,
20 minutes
including
without
Melissa,
sobbing?
also lost their lives in the disaster.
Luce and Melissa, dead. They're just gone? Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Romu?
Not a name I've heard before either.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major internal dispute regarding funding the construction of the aquabus lines. Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of
Romeu?
mora would be better spent improving the town of Poisson.
Why can't we just call him Rome?
But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by, and would allow us to build many valuable relationships.
Reasonable.
Not only would the aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace, eventually paying us massive dividends down the line. But the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeu ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left Spina di Rosula altogether, and the split was on extremely bad terms.
Oh.
And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
Oh, that's a good point. If Callis was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the rank and file all the time?
Oh yeah, it eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia, boss, you might not know this, but he wasn't always like that. He used to be a lot better with taking counsel. With him listening to our advice, and Ms. Clementine also frequently on our side, it was pretty smooth sailing for a good many
why
years.
aren't they using their
But
last
on the
name?
matter of the aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callis' side.
I never knew. But from my perspective, Romeu's position had a lot going for it. Couldn't they have sat down and talked it out?
I think the aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. On that topic, they eventually came to a rather radical conclusion.
Oh?
They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she became pregnant with Callus's child.
What bullshit?
So they thought she had betrayed them? But that doesn't make any sense. Before she was their mediator, my mother was also her own person, and a member of the Spina. She should have the right to take any side she wished.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like their voices could no longer be heard once their sole mediator had gone over to the other side. Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callis began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish. With that, the last hope of reconciliation was gone.
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeo and his people cut ties with the Spina, and never gave us any kind of professional or personal courtesy ever again. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low for a while. But as long as they exist, they'll continue to be a threat.
I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeo had my father in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeo's whereabouts. If they're still trying to get revenge on us, with how distracted and vulnerable we are, now would be the best time.
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times. I'll let my men know
What's
right away.
that look for, buddy?
Thank you for that, Florent.
Why are you
And
giving him
Coulter.
that look?
Thank you for telling me about this as well.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Do you have a moment right now? How about we go out for a walk? I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down even now. I mean, to think that I'll just never see them again.
In that case, why don't we go back to the court? I can pick up Adele's uniform while we're there as well. It'll save Laurent's guys a trip. Want to come with me again, you two? You don't mind, do you, Coulter?
It's not like we have a
Of course.
choice.
That's fine by me.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
We really are the best of partners. Come on, let's go. Then let's stay here a bit longer. Anyone want snacks?
Of course.
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons? Paimon's been dreaming of them.
Macaron. Macarons.
Yep, I figured
Macarons
you
aren't
wouldn't
too
say
bad.
no to a few
You call them
more.
macarons.
Oh, wait.
But if you want to piss
Let me
off
check
any
if I
French
have all the
person, just say
ingredients.
macaroons.
Malouse and Silver used to take care of tasks like this. Okay, the stove's looking good. And as for the ingredients, seems like we're all out of flour and sugar. The two most important ingredients. Oh, would you? Oh, but it would be too much to ask you to go on a trip just for those.
We should contribute to making the macaron too.
Pretty sure we
Don't
already
worry,
have
we
them
cook
in our
out in the
inventory,
wild all
our
the time, so
massive
she should
fucking
have some stuff
backpack
on
of an
hand.
inventory.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll leave the ingredient gathering to you.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for,
Great. Ah,
Yep. The joys of being a Nahida main. Where you can just go.
I see everything.
Yoink.
Oh, these macarons look and taste magnificent. Your cooking is as good as ever, Navia.
It's baking, Paimon.
Boss's baking skills have always been famous. Everyone in the Spina knows how exceptionally talented she is.
oh, it's just a hobby. There's no need to praise me for it like that.
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her heart, so...
You really want to poach me from the Adventurers Guild?
Was it that obvious? I just thought you would be a great fit, that's
No
all.
thanks.
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion. It's actually been quite a while since we last spent time together. Adventurers never stay in one place for long. The name of Spina di Rosula would just tie them down.
Yeah, man, we
Besides,
busy.
after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined even if we found ourselves on opposite sides of the world.
Yep.
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's macaron.
I understand now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you.
I Also
I
been
will
honorary
endeavor to make the
members
most
of
of this
multiple,
short yet
multiple
fortuitous
different
encounter. And
establishments.
enjoy every moment we spend together.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water in celebration of this moment.
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing?
May your travels go smoothly. May the Spina continue to grow. And may our friendship last until the end of time. Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The Demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Oh,
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are. No, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so used to calling her Demoiselle. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running errands around here.
I didn't expect Demoiselle to come and pick it up in person. It's just a uniform after all. Any of your folks could have come instead.
Navia's always liked to take even small things seriously.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just needed a walk to clear our heads.
fair.
There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Boss has got a point. Going on a trip with friends is always better than staying cooped up at home.
I don't know about that, man.
Very well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she says is that she really looks up to me.
Oh,
After we cleared her father's name, she became a lot more cheerful and outgoing. It's probably because she now knows for sure that her father was never a bad person. She said she used to be terrified of Papa, so as a result, she found all the rest of the Spina super scary as well. But the
Whose
Spina
ass
is
is
very
that?
different now. She mustered up the courage to talk to me, and felt like I could really understand her. Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her closure at the same time. She said that she wanted to become someone like me. Someone who could lend a hand to others, instead of standing still and waiting for others to help her.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can
Would I-
commit to us once she's older, and can really make that decision for herself.
Is something up, Traveler? Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
They headed up!
Stop right there!
get your asses back here. Paimon's going.
We knew you were going to be difficult!
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a
Brothers, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's...
Hey! Not now.
Hey there! Coming at ya! Huzzah! Yeah! Attack! That's the way. Hey! Fuck. Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
Come on, let it out.
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
I fought gods before.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
Why do you care?
If you thought they stood any chance against us, you were sorely mistaken.
We beat them in less
Anyway,
than 5 minutes.
Stop playing tough
Screw
and
that.
start
Less than
talking.
5 seconds.
There won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
We're looking to get vengeance on Spina di Rosula.
For what?
We were discovered and can't beat you in a fight. We admit it. We lost.
Get revenge? Wait, you're not Romeu's followers, are you?
You actually know that name? But
Duh.
if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
I would advise you
Indeed.
to calm down.
You haven't
mister.
got the faintest hope of winning right now.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys and look for an opportunity to really mess up your day. Too bad
Dude,
you guys
why?
messed up ours first. Huh? You're pretty sharp, but so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be pretty obvious that we can't do anything to you anyway. Seeing you like that just really ticked us off. And we let the drink go to our heads.
Okay.
Listen, Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If your boss wants to talk with me, I'd be happy to meet with him. I won't press charges for your attack. That should also help demonstrate my sincerity.
I understand. Thank you. I'll let our boss know.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time. Understood?
All right. We get it. Come on, let's go.
Are you sure it's okay to just let them go like that, Navia?
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too.
As somebody who
Moreover,
can never let go
when
of
it comes
revenge,
to the Aquabus,
that sounds good.
I don't think what my father did was entirely correct either. If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation. Opportunities for new beginnings are...
I support Boss's decision as well. The concept
Again,
of an eye for
nobody
an eye is a
asked
primitive
for your
practice
opinion.
that has no place in today's Spina di Rosula.
Yes. Plus, we already know that they're strapped for cash. If their financial situation is that dire, they don't have what it takes to challenge us. So this may be the best time to talk. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeu's folks, though. If he decides to ignore the warning I gave his men, then we could still have a fight on our hands.
Yeah, those guys definitely didn't look like big fans of yours.
You were an unborn child.
I'd rather things not go that far, since, though we haven't talked to each other for years, once upon a time we were all a part of the Spina di Rosula family.
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, now that we've sent them packing, we don't have to worry about those guys anymore. It's getting late already, so why don't we stay the night in the Fleuve Cendre? We can head back to Poisson tomorrow.
Alright.
I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today, so he can increase security around Poisson and be on guard against any suspicious individuals.
Alright.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Cendre again? Even the pillows there smell like seaweed.
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sunlight. Poisson's pretty much the same though, so I've long since gotten used to it. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks, though. Bet you there'll be people singing sea shanties, too. How does that sound?
Huh.
I
That does
know
sound pretty
one.
cool. Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go. Paimon
Sea
likes to
shanty.
sing
I'm
too.
not even sure it is actually sea shanty.
That it's a new day? No? Okay. Good. Here we go. What? What in the hell was that cutscene?
Are you asleep yet?
Did something
no,
happen?
Not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to enjoy nights like these very often, we should try to enjoy it to the fullest. Wanna go fishing? I've got some rods and lures ready.
Sure.
Oh, so that's the prep you were talking about.
Why couldn't Paimon just stay?
Fully automatic rod.
What's the problem? Lots of people in Poisson use rods like these.
But shouldn't fishing be all about,
Shush.
you know, attentively watching the float and then excitedly reeling in the catch when you finally hook something?
Shh.
Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler?
It's much more
That's
effective.
how I feel as well.
Also means I
To
don't have to
me,
do as
I'm
much
happy
work.
as long as I catch some fish.
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour.
I
Usually
barely
by
have
this
any
time of night,
any
it's a
energy at
struggle
all.
for Paimon
Not
to even
early
keep her
hour.
eyes open.
You can sleep.
Huh. It might just be something that runs in my family.
That's a thing?
Yeah. Duh.
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. Anyway, I was just thinking about how grateful I am to my mother, as well as the rest of the Spina. My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become like him, the less I wanted to listen to what he had to say. My mother
That's
never
normal.
had those kinds of expectations, though. I've heard that she had only one wish for me, which was that I would have a happy and secure
There's
childhood.
a crab in that water.
All the members of the Spina greatly
There's another
respected her
crab.
wish, so no matter what I did as a child, they were happy to humor me.
Does that mean you
Can
could go
you
commit
imagine?
arson and get away with it?
Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, everyone would form up into 2 rows and just stand silently and listen to him rant. Maloose and Silver were always there too.
Rest in peace.
No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters was pointless, because he eventually stopped getting on my case so often.
That sounds
Paimon
nice.
would have never guessed.
Yeah, looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was.
Sounds
When I
nice.
was young, I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted, because there'd always be someone there to clean up after me.
Those kids do.
But once, I saw Maloose come back wounded. He wouldn't tell me how he'd been injured, but I could tell it had something to do with me.
Oh no.
I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care about those around you, the more you should care about doing the right thing to the best of your abilities. Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably...
Navia.
Sorry. I shouldn't have brought that up.
No,
I wasn't
no,
planning
you're
to
fine.
talk about sad things
I'm the
tonight.
designated shoulder to cry
Basically,
on in this
I
game.
was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been my mother's legacy, rather than my father's. And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love, then I'd like to pass that warmth on.
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Although, maybe there's a part of not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the past. I want to be reasonable, at least.
Yeah.
Hey, look! I think you've got something on the line!
Oh?
But why isn't the rod automatically reeling it in?
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. It was my first time putting one... We can't let it get away. Come on, you two.
You want Paimon to help too?
I think she's too small. There's a crab in the water. Oh, Navia. It's fine.
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day. We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow.
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was stellar. Get it?
You've been hanging out with Sino way too much.
Adele, we're back. We brought you a gift from the court, too.
Whoa! Thank you so much, boss!
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss Navia would be fine.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Besides the gift, I've also got another surprise. Guess who's here?
Hello.
It's been a while!
Hello.
Oh, it's you two. It has been a while indeed. Thank you so much for your help on Jacques' case. I've heard that you also helped save all of Fontaine. You're truly just like the great heroes of legend.
You're really amazing! And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too! What's in this thing? Can I look?
Yeah, it's yours.
Of course. Go ahead.
We got it just for you.
Oh, it's a Spina di Rosula uniform! Is it for me? But isn't it a bit big?
You can wait for you to grow into it.
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first told me that you were interested in joining the Spina, I was overjoyed. But it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all kinds of dangerous situations. And since you're still young, I don't want your mom to have to worry about your safety. So I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But this uniform is a promise that you can join us once you're old enough to wear it.
Oh, so that's it! Well, thank you so much, Miss Navia! I'll work hard and grow up as fast as I can!
No, stay little, kid.
But you can't really grow up faster by working hard. You've got to be patient.
Shut up.
Everyone, I'm really grateful that you remembered my daughter's wish and took it
You
seriously.
sound so tired.
Thanks to the protection of the Spina, even though her father's no longer with us, we've still felt plenty of warmth and security.
That's good.
Oh, it's the least we could do. As long as you live in Poisson, even if you're not an official member, you're still part of the family.
Boss!
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report. Romeu and his folks have gathered outside Poisson and even shipped in.
What? Explosives? What do they want?
It seems like they've been planning this for some time. We started investigating as soon as we received your letter yesterday. But Romeu and his folks must have gotten wind as well. Because they abandoned their former posts before we could even We investigated their tracks and found out that they're after
They have smartened up since we caught them red-handed at the court?
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down.
Sorry, I underestimated the situation. Well,
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the Clementine line.
they want to blow up the Clementine line?
Certainly sounds like it.
Shut up.
Romeu and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. And the Aquabus was the source of their contention. If they manage to blow up the Aquabus line, all that rubble...
Are they insane? There's tons of innocent people in Poisson!
Yeah.
Gotta stop him.
If they've been planning this for ages, they're definitely not going to let this opportunity... We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople and get the...
Let's get everyone onto our ship.
My dear partner, if the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, any aquabuses using the line would plummet to the ground. Let's stop their insanity first,
Yes.
then settle the score with them.
Got it.
Leave it to us, Navia. Please.
On our way. Fuck you. I do damn well.
Watch out, boss! What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
Never
I
trust a
thought
man
all the
with a
annoying little
mustache.
hindrances had left, but I still couldn't get rid of you.
You mean this was all a trick? So that... Oh. I get it now. You knew about their plans all along. You only told us they were doing badly so that we'd drop our guard.
Not quite. Though I share their positions on some issues, I've never cared for his more radical ideas. And that's because Out of the entire Spina di Rosula, I only hate you. Only you, Navia.
What the fuck did you do?
You better stick close to me.
Romeo promised me that he would leave Poisson alone if I could just take you out. But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky traveler. You never gave me a chance to make my move. Romeo has lost his patience. I didn't have to be here today, you know. But I swore that I'd kill you, even if it meant being buried with you in the rubble.
Why?
Only someone as clueless about the past as you. You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever live through the golden age of Poisson. But I saw it all with my own eyes, and then I had to watch it. And it was all because Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you.
So the shock and grief you showed us before, that was an act.
Now you're catching on. I heard Malus was dead the moment I got out. Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long time thinking about what happened and resolving to apologize to Malus as soon as back then, because of that aquabus, we had a huge fallout. I was convinced that all he cared about was loyalty and that he had completely lost his... The years passed by in a blur after that. I thought I had finally begun to understand him, and that he could help me relive the good old days. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of you.
Dude, you gotta chill.
I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what is left now of either besides death and ruin? You've single-handedly destroyed
Don't listen to him, boss!
Have you ever considered that maybe the people around you...
Oi.
Have you ever considered that maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's child? Have you ever considered that maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you, but only because they...
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when... Yeah. But is that really why they support me?
Shut your mouth!
Exactly,
I,
kid.
for one, really like Miss Navia. I don't know how to explain it, but I like...
I'm sure Mr. Malus would be extremely disappointed in you right now. You've somehow managed to pin the blame for every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself.
Get out of the way, Florent. I don't want to hurt you.
You're gonna have to, boss.
Maybe you think you're being the realist by painting the history of the Spina and Poisson like this. But the love that I felt from everyone was just as real. I felt it. They've helped. And even now, I will continue to believe in that love. So let me...
Go, Navia.
This one's got your name on it. Hey there!
We just gotta hit the main guy. Best claimer user and the best shield.
A proper send-off from the Spina with love.
No one can take care of these guys. Bullshit.
Umbrella warfare, I guess. A proper send-off from the Spina with love.
I love
Hey
that
there!
noise. It's so hilarious.
Let's hurry up there. We have to protect the cliff. If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosive...
Clearly, Paimon. Well, let's go, go, go. Ah, shit.
Hey,
Can't see?
Time to go. Gee, this isn't good.
I like how she said this isn't good, but technically that's exactly what everyone had wants. To be in the red.
I see everything.
Higher, higher, dance on fire.
Not now. Stars, shine. Everyone hold hands. My guiding stars. Don't be scared.
What the fuck?
Grow. They certainly brought a lot of muscle. They're really slowing us down. But if we're meeting resistance, we must be heading in the right direction.
There they go. Come on.
Hey,
Super
Temple of
Peanut
Wisdom.
and Tannery. And live.
One with the Force. I hear everything.
Come on. Wait for something ridiculous.
Rah.
Level 60, okay. Don't roast me for my damage. I'm sorry.
Can't see? Rah.
Just gotta hold them off until Hutan can get here.
I see everything. Cole, learn to command.
And Shroud. I'll uproot you.
Crocodile time. Shit. Why did I go that way?
Commit it to memory. Yeah.
Maybe we can't do it.
Make
Maybe we
yourselves at
can.
home.
Maybe we can.
Yeah.
Maybe we can.
Grow. Yeah.
We did it.
The explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism. Oh, Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff.
There's a key, Paimon.
Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. What is it for?
It's a keyhole.
That certainly sounds possible. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the... Oh, you found it! That's
Yep.
amazing! That should do it, right? Navia and Florent should be able to relax now. Oh, you're right. They could have set explosives.
Again? Ah, shit.
They're gonna bury Poisson!
So we don't need the statue to change elements on them.
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block. I'm doing this the Spina way.
With an umbrella. Never mind it again. The way these bitches did all of this is
Fire! Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, don't really see me as your partner. Of course. That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can...
How do you feel, Navia?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. Feel free to just ignore me. I used to think that I'd never doubt myself. But Coulter mentioned my parents, as well as Malus and Silver. Do you think they ever regret?
Don't think
No,
like
absolutely
that,
the
Navia.
fuck not.
You've already done more than enough. No matter what others think, we'll always support you to the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since it's ended up like this, there's something that I've been keeping from you as well.
Florent, I hope you can understand that I...
Don't worry. This surprise... Special times call for special measures. I've never seen you look so defeated. Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
Aww.
The Papa... Mother...
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections from...
Wow. This is the...
It is indeed. To be honest, we decided on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor... We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize...
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callus and Miss...
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put in regarding the...
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like in the past, but
With Navia around, we're not worried about this place.
We're gathered here today that we support you and believe...
That's what we believe as well.
Thank you so much, everyone. Then I'll be brave and just... This really is quite the surprise. I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even in my wildest dreams.